Okay. Did that work?
I don't see you yet. Oh, here you come.
Am I on?
Yeah, man.
I'm on! We made it!
I'll see you.
Success! I had to hit the go live button. Leave it to a Marine. This is awesome.
All right, man. I'm going to get on the chat.
And only drank half the bottle of wine this time. Thanks, brother. Love you.
All
right, man.
Yep.
Peace. Bye. Okay. Hi, everybody. All right. So I was talking to myself for the last 45 minutes, and it was a great conversation. I seem to care about what I have no idea. But it was a lot of fun. I argued with myself and lost. Try doing that. So I gave shout outs to like everybody in the channel, so y'all got plugged and nobody heard it. So if you pick up 10,000 subscribers from tonight's chat, you'll know why, because I willed it to you. Anyway, Lucky Dog Productions, they are awesome. And if you haven't checked out their channel, go do so because they're great. The person that's on the phone with me was an Army guy, and he's smarter than I am. He's sexier than I am, and he smells better. He is Wayward Wags. Go check them out. Go give them some love. Ranger Rob Poopy Bags. Ranger Rob, go get your Ranger Rob Poopy Bags. If you have a dog, go get them from Ranger Rob. He sells them on Amazon, and they make great stocking stuffers. Don't put them by the chimney with care because Santa will come down, and you might get, well, it won't be coal in there. But check you out some Ranger Rob Poopy Bags, and they're on Amazon. And no, he doesn't pay me to say that. I believe in his product because we use it. Why we work, how you doing? Everybody, thank you for coming into the chat, man. I really appreciate it. It's so awesome. Mel's here. Check out their channel. We got a ton of creators in here. It's going to be a good show. We're already drinking. Tonight we are drinking from our wine club, which is Tombstone Red. It's dry. It's from the graveyard. It's really good. If you haven't got you a glass, go get you some. Because I tell you what, they're not sponsored. I actually pay for this wine. It's $100 for 4 bottles, and I keep getting the same bottles over and over again. We're about ready to cancel our subscription and head over to Tobin James. Anyway, enough of that. I need more wine. Here we go. So, we're going to talk about RV and RV maintenance and RV repair. And instead of me going way off on a tangent like I did last chat, we're going to try and be a little bit more focused, a little bit more right there. Not over here, not over there, but more there. Okay, cool. So, we have one of those slider doors that separate the... I've told this story 4 times now, so I'm getting really good at this. This is take number 4. From the hallway into the bedroom. And it's got one of those nub things that stick out. I don't know what the technical term are, but they're little nubby things. And the little nubby thing broke off in the little hole thing that the curtain attaches to, and you pull it, right? I don't know how we did that, but it broke off. So instead of me trying to source a piece of plastic with a hole in it and a little nubby thing that you catch all your clothes on and you tear your clothes up, which really makes my wife upset when she's wearing some nice clothes and she walks down the hallway and it tears her clothes. And then it makes me look bad like I did something wrong when they go out. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I digress. So what we did was we got rid of the nubby thing and we replaced it with strips of magnet strips with sticky back tape on it. It was a simple fix. It was like, I don't know, $12. Go get them off of Amazon. It's sticky side on one side, and it's got the magnet on the other. I put some on the wall, and I put some on the little strip, and you close it, and voila. Ghetto fabulous. Easy repair. It does what it's supposed to do. The Great Dane hasn't figured it out yet, but she probably will. And yeah, that's what we did, and it was $12. That's one of our first and easiest repairs. I like easy. I don't like hard. My LED lights are dying, but that's okay because we're gonna go ghetto fabulous over here, and we're gonna fix this problem. I can fix it. There we go. Look at that lighting. All right. So that's problem number one that we fixed. It was genius. Absolutely. Um, the next fix that we did in our RV. Now you got to remember, our RV was a rental. It was 25 grand. I think it was 25,000 for a 33-foot Class C RV. It was a good deal. It had over 100,000 miles. When we bought it, we didn't know any better. We wanted to get into the lifestyle of RVing. We wanted to bring the family closer together. We wanted to take all the electronics and throw them in the ocean and get the kids from doing that to on us and playing family games and stuff like Cards Against Humanity. We don't do that with the kids. But it worked. So with that being said, there's a lot of repairs I have to do to this RV. There's a lot of repairs. None of the screws match. It seemed like the rental people just stuck a screw in somewhere and just screwed it in and called it a day. Like I have the air conditioner above the living room area. Well, the vent is coming out of the ceiling because I can only get 2 screws to hold it together. We're about ready to get some high-speed tape, and I'll just tape the damn thing up there. Call it a day, right? It gets me from point A to point B. It keeps the rain off my head, and the slides generally work when you push on them and they go out. And if you go to Quartzsite with us over the 17th and through the 20th, you'll get to see this rig. I mean, it's great. It's National Lampoon's treasure. It really is. The next RV is going to be a lot better. But I'm learning a lot of maintenance. Anyway, so we're driving in back from San Diego, and it's about 110 degrees outside. And the girls are in the back of the RV at the dinette, and they're drinking some grapefruit juice. And they're having a good time, and they're chatting. They're enjoying the drive. I think they were cheersing people out the window as they were driving past us. I was driving. We weren't drinking in the front seat. They were drinking in the back, which is perfectly legal in this state, by the way. And the 110, the air conditioner went out. I don't know what happened. It just decided to stop working. So that's okay. No problem. We can roll down the windows. They work, and not a big deal. So we roll down the windows. We're continuing to drive up the 5, and I think we're up there by Camp Pendleton somewhere, coming in from San Diego, coming into LA. I don't know if anybody's ever driven that, but it's a nice drive. It's pretty scenic. And it's just hot. The coach is starting to overheat. So I turned on the heater full blast, and I have the heat coming through the vents. And now we're starting to sweat profusely. And I'm not a small guy anymore. I used to be. I ate that guy. A lot of beer. And we finally get to our destination, and I'm just covered in sweat, and I'm a little perturbed. And I pop the hood, and there's some kind of connector. It's about that big, and it's black, and it's got a bunch of wires that go into it. Well, that melted and caught on fire. Yeah, the wind blew it out. Not a problem. So what we did was we got out scissors, and we cut all the wires off, and I took that little piece, and I went over to AutoZone. And I showed the guy the piece in AutoZone, and he looked at it, and he said, "Oh, I got that." I said, "Oh, great, I'll buy one. How much are they?" $25. Sold. So I bought it, went back to the RV. We had taken pictures of the wires before I cut anything with scissors. I looked at my picture. I looked at the connector. I stripped the wires off, stuck them back in the holes, stuck the damn thing in the socket, and we had AC again for $25. I didn't have to call a mechanic out. I didn't have to take it into the shop for $25. And that seemed like it was a hard fix because I don't know what that doohickey actually does, but it makes cold air blow out of the vents, and that makes my wife happy, and I don't sweat. So whatever that doohickey was, it was really important. And the moral of the story, or the point I'm trying to make here, is don't be afraid to get into your RV and fix it. You can do it. You can do it, right? You can fix it if you try. And if you don't know how to do it, go onto YouTube, right? We're all video creators, or 90% of us in here are video creators, and we all have great channels. Some of us, like Ranger Rob, have 50 channels and a whole bunch of radio shows, but they're all really good people, and you can get in there and do a ton of research and fix the problem yourself. I mean, Wayward Wags had a fitting go out behind his sink or whatever, and it completely flooded his RV. And instead of freaking out, he dove in and fixed it. You know, sometimes the only people you can count on is me, myself, and a pair of scissors, a camera, and some YouTube. And you can fix that. You absolutely can. I know you can. A couple other fixes that we had. Oh, we decided to take the RV because the tires were bald. Everybody know the quarter trick where you take the quarter and you stick it in the tread, and if you can see half George Washington's face or whatever, kind of like this, then you know I'm a big goof, dude. I've been having a good time. You know that the tread is okay on the tires. Well, I could see most of George Washington's face, so I knew that I had to go get new tires. Now, I've argued with people in the past. We went into Wally World, and we tried to get the tires put on the coach, and as soon as they found out that it was a 33-foot Class C, all of a sudden they can't work on it. We don't work on RVs. Wait a minute, dude. Your maintenance bay is 4 stories tall. You can't drive the coach in here and fix that? I don't understand. So there's a little bit going back. And usually what I tell people is it's an extended Chevy Express. I just don't tell them how extended until I pull in. And that's what I did over there at one of the service stations. I said, hey, I got an extended Chevy Express. I need new tires. Can you do this? And the guy said, absolutely. Come on in, buy our tires. So I drove in. And he looked at me and he went, dude, that's an RV. What's an RV? It's extended. Just think of it as a giant limo. And they put the new tires in, and yeah. Now, when you get new tires in the RV, there's a few things you want to make sure that you do right. I have dualies in the back on my RV, and there's stems. Well, the mop heads who put the tires on didn't put the stems in the right place, so you can't, now I can't fill up one of my dually tires because the mop heads didn't put it right. So when you're getting the tires put on your RV, make sure that they line up the stems, or better yet, go buy yourself a stem extender. They're super cheap, and you can extend your stems out on those back dualies and make it so much easier to fill up. It makes it a whole lot better. And I want to give a special shout out to Jones and Two Travel, and he can really use your help right now. He's on food stamp. No, he's not. He can really use your help, and what he's trying to do is hit 1,000 subscribers, and he's so close. Well, maybe he's in there somewhere. He's real close. So if you could go over to Jones and Two Travel's channel and just give him a bunch of subs, I think that would probably make him happy. I'll probably get a phone call later on tonight. He's not on food stamp. He's doing just fine. He just needs subs. So if we could go over there and show Jones and Two Travel a lot of love and hit him up with some subs, I'm sure that he would appreciate that. And it's karma, right? Goes out into the air, comes back, kind of helps everybody out, right? Get the hippie in me going with the hair. So yeah. So does anybody else have any problems with their RV or anything you guys want to discuss, or should I just keep talking about my RV? Because I'll tell you, I'm drinking, so we could talk all night. We're not going to, unless we're playing beer pong, and the table's not big enough. So anyway, yeah. Okay, so we'll just keep going. And hey, Dustin, if somebody chimes in, just text me. Because my eyes are bad and I can't read that chat real good. And I got a really bright light in my face because my LEDs have died. So, hey, Galleon Adventures, I want to say hey. And we're trying to, this is a pity party on Jones and Two Travels all of a sudden. And we're all trying to go over to his channel because he's 32 subs away from hitting that magical 1,000 mark. So we run over there real quick and just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and then come right back. Because you never know what's going to come out of this face during a live chat. And I'm sure Lucky Dog Productions is like, dude, I don't have to be a moderator tonight. It's so nice that Wayward Wags and Jonesing to Travel is doing it. I can just sit back and enjoy the chat. If you don't know and ever watch Traveling Robert, Lucky Dog Productions is they're awesome people. They moderate for Traveling Robert, who has 200 to 300 people in the chat and people getting stupid all the time. And they really know how to moderate. They moderate really good. I got 2 really good moderators, but Lucky Dog Productions, they just crush it on the moderation over there. And salute. Okay, so another thing about the RV. They're all talking about, wait, we're already subbed over to Jones into Travel. What else did I fix in the RV? God, I fixed so much stuff. Oh, the 3-way. Okay. I didn't have a 3-way in the RV, but I did put a extender on the RV, and it's probably one of the best things that I've ever done to the RV. I have a video on it, and I got critiqued by people who don't have a YouTube channel for doing it because I used the wrong tools. But I still have all my fingers. My face isn't burned, and it worked. So maybe the right tool to use is the tool that I have and that I can get done, right? So what I put in is I put an extended stay on my RV. I have an outdoor propane tank. I think it's like 14 gallons. And what it does is it has extra hoses that come out. One hose is gigantically long, which is great, and I'll tell you what we do with that hose. The other hose that we have, and these are really flexible hoses, and you can hook that into a 5-pound propane bottle. So when you're out boondocking or you're at a campground like I was last winter, we were at Silver Strand State Beach, and we burned through over 14 gallons of propane and then 2 of the 5-gallon or the 5-pound propane bottles. I mean, it was just a lot. So what this does is you put it in you put it in before your regulator. You put this in from the propane bottle, you'll put the 4-way T in, and then the regulator goes into the coach. Do not put it after, put it before the regulator, because you don't want that pressure regulated to whatever appliance that you're going to use, right? The regulator, it steps it down the pressure to make it manageable to your fire pit. However, I do have something coming up. I'm going to make a video on how to make your campfire shoot 20 feet in the air. It's going to be great. I have invented the flamethrower campfire. You can roast your weenie from 20 feet away, not a problem. Jones and Dji Travel is going to love this when we show up in courtside. This is going to be, hold my beer, I got this. So, anyway, you put the 4-way T in. The one long hose, what you do is you put a quick disconnect on that, and you put quick disconnects on your fire pit. You put quick disconnects on your smoker or your Traeger for Ranger Rob over there, or your Blackstone griddle, whatever accessory you cook with or whatever you need. And you put you put the other side of the quick disconnect on the long hose. And then what it allows you to do is just tee off and put it in, and you can use all different types of accessories. Really easy, really convenient. You don't have to use those stupid little 14-pound bottles or the 5-pound bottles, those little green bottles. You don't have to use those anymore. You can go right off your coach, and it doesn't affect the gas flow that comes into your coach. That's why you put it before the regulator. You want to regulate the propane coming into your coach so you don't have a 40-foot flame in your stove unless you don't like your wife. Then maybe, I don't know. But I highly recommend the 4-way T. It really makes life convenient at the campsite. It makes it easy to hook into all your propane stuff. And if you run out of propane, instead of putting in the slides, getting off the leveling blocks, which Don't get me started on leveling blocks. Getting off the leveling blocks and then driving your coach somewhere, it's just a pain in the butt. For you that have fifth wheels or bumper pulls, it's so much easier because you guys can just pull out your propane bottle, put it in the car, and drive over there. People like us with Class A's and C's and Super C's, it's a lot tougher, and it's just a pain in the butt. So instead of making your life harder at the campsite, just go get yourself a four-way tee. I think they're $50 to $60. They're well worth the money. Put it in. You can watch my video on how to do it. I think it took me 10 minutes to install it. It's not hard. And I even put in a new regulator where I looked all over YouTube to put in a new RV regulator, and I couldn't find one. And I searched high and low. So I just put one in and do that. So anyway, there's a little bit of tip. It's on my channel on how to do that. That's one of the best things I've ever done on my coach is put that four-way in. It's just amazing. It looks like you guys are having a lot of fun just talking to each other, and I'm some kind of background noise, which is okay. I'll hum a few bars. This is awesome. I love how we are all friends on this chat, and everybody's just come in and just enjoyed each other's company and done all this kind of stuff. And Jones is just, what are you plugging? You're all invited to our Facebook group to check out the Midlife RVers on Facebook. It's kind of awesome RV info and peeps there. Did he spell? Yeah, he spelled that wrong. That's cool. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Midlife RVs on Facebook, they're awesome. Everything that Jones Into Travel has is awesome. The dude even has a Great Dane. The guy's awesome. So go check him out. All right. Does anybody have any problems that we need to talk about other than medical? I don't want to know if you have a medical problem. If you have a medical problem, go see Wayward Wags. Dude will fix you right up with some high-speed tape, some super glue, and some ibuprofen. They're talking about being in the chat. Gotta head home now. I'll see you the next one. This was a lot of fun. Hey, Why We Work, thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. We really do. Thank you very much. Peek into the super channel, Lucky Dog Productions. Cooking with Ranger Rob. Ranger Rob has 50 channels, and he probably chats on every single one of them. It's awesome. Anyway, the next thing that we did on the flippin' RV, other than drive the damn thing into a lake, what was it? What I had something on the tip of my tongue, and it wasn't wine. Lucky Dog Productions, Night All. Okay, so everybody seems to be bailing out right now because it's getting really late. How long have I been on? I've been on for about 40 minutes, I think. Well, no, because we had massive chat problems, which I thought I had fixed, so I do apologize again. Hey, Lucky Dog Product, thanks for coming over, both of you guys, Sue and everybody. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If you haven't subscribed to their channel, please go do that. They're just such great people. What was the other thing I was going to think of? There was something else. Oh, my awning. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, so, I remember what it was. The black tank. Never again. Let me repeat this so there's no misunderstandings. Never, ever freaking again will I will pay. I don't care. I will pay. I will never change the black tank valve as long as I live. I'll pull the black tank valve. My wife will pull the black tank valve. She dumps the tanks too. She's an amazing woman. But I will never, ever change that black tank valve again. And I will tell you the story. If you have children, hide them. Here's what happened. It was a hot summer day. We were in our storage unit. I had asked my wife if she had dumped the tanks because she wanted to learn how to do that. And I asked her if she'd emptied all the tanks. The response I got from my loving wife was, yes, the tanks are empty. The black tank is drained. The sensor in the black tank showed that it was drained. Never trust the sensor. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So I decided in my work clothes that I was going to go over and take the 4 screws, the 4 bolts out of the black tank valve. That was mistake number 1. I had really nice shoes on, my nice leather Clarks. I had my nice dress slacks on. I had a nice office shirt on. I get down, I put my legs underneath the RV where the hole of the black tank is. I take my wrench, my box end of my wrench, and I take my socket. And we start working on the first bolt. I noticed a weird smell in the air. I crack the second bolt, the third bolt, and then the final 4th bolt. What then came out of the pipe made me want to throw up. It wasn't a little bit. It wasn't a tiny amount. Nay, nay, I say. It was half the freaking tank dumped into my wet bay. The wet bay is not waterproof by design. It didn't stay in the wet bay. Hey, hey. It decided to go through the hole of where you put the hose and go onto my legs and go down my legs and onto my shoes. And I was stuck there. I want to cry. It was so deep inside of that bay, and I couldn't drive the RV because the pipe was disconnected and there was no water in the storage unit. So I had to sit there in the hot sun with my own brownness in my face while I put the new valve in and I tightened the bolts. And then I closed the bay and drove immediately to the first available car wash that I could sneak into and clean that bay out. That was probably my worst day of RVing ever. I hope none of you have a story or a problem that bad. This was beyond epically horrible. When I got home, I had the conversation, the privilege of talking to my wife and asking her, how long did you have the valve open for? And her reply was, a couple seconds. Thank you, honey, I love you. These need to be thrown in the trash and I'm going to go take a shower. I will never change that valve again. I will pay whomever money to change that valve. So it was really, really bad. Yeah. That was probably one of 2 times, other than the poop fountain that I had inside of the RV, where you never stick a hose down the toilet flapper, ever. That was the other bad situation. Other than that, RVing has been great. We don't get any black tank smells. We don't have any of that. Hey, Galleon Adventures, I'll see you later, brother. Thank you for stopping by and really appreciate it and showing the love, man. I thank you very much. So those are the stories that I have. And I'm sure other people have the same stories that I have. I've just never told them in a YouTube video. I've saved these titillating bits of tantalizing information for a live chat. And now that I've got it out, I feel like it's therapy. And I still won't ever work on a valve again. Ever. So that's some of the problems I have. Has anybody else, hey Paul, how you doing? Has anybody else had a problem like this? If you guys don't know, Paul has a YouTube channel and he's struggling a little bit and he's an awesome guy, and he's trying to figure out how to edit and kind of do some of that stuff. So I know we have a lot of really good creators in here. So he's on our Facebook group, and he's a super, super nice guy. I've chatted with him behind the scenes, and he could really use a lot of love. So if you can go over and show Paul a little bit of love, that would be great. And Paul, if you could go over and sub to Jones and Two Travels and help him out. Aaron is an orphan, and he needs a lot of love right now and kind of to be held. And for the women in here, Aaron needs to be swaddled. So if somebody could please go swaddle Aaron, he would greatly appreciate that. Anyway, no, Aaron's a great guy over at Jones and Did Travels, and if you haven't checked out their channel, please do so. Anybody else have any horror stories of RVing? Because it just, yeah. Oh, another horror story that I have. Now, this is all on RV maintenance and RV repair. It just, however, happens that it's, yeah. So Jones into Travel says, don't overflow your black tank or with rinse water and then push the foot pedal. You will get a poop volcano. See, other people have got poop stories. They're out there. They need to be told. They need to be brought out. Cleanse yourself of the story. So we were down at Silver Strand, and we decided to go out. We have friends that own a restaurant down there, and I'll give them a shameless plug. It's the Dumpling Inn. And if you're looking for really good dumplings and a cool atmosphere and a really good bar, go down to San Diego, look up the Dumpling Inn, tell them Andrew sent you from Cowguns, and they'll take care of you over there. They know who I am. They're fellow NRA instructors, just like I am. But anyway, back to the story. So we decided to go over the Dumpling Inn and get us some dumplings. I'm reading Aaron's chat while we're talking here, and I didn't check the weather. Mistake number one. And I always like to put up a flagpole and display the Marine Corps flag, hurrah, and the American flag, and just really patriotic and stuff. So I had the flagpole up. Now, if you go into an RV park, the measure of a man is how tall and stiff his flagpole is. It seems like the taller the flagpole, the more of a manly man the guy camping in that camper is. So when you go into the next RV park, everybody, I want you to take a gather around and look at the different size flagpoles in the RV park. You're going to be astounded by who's trying to get higher than the next guy. It's kind of like a competition. Anyway, I digress. So I have my flagpole out. I don't know, it's some ridiculous amount up in the air. And the wind hits. And it's not just an ordinary wind, but it's an extra special wind. It's a Santa Ana wind. They have a name for it out here. Cutting Edge Radio. Thank you, Aaron, and Jones into Travel, and happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service, and thank you everybody else who served. The wind hits. Now, mind you, we're at a bar eating dumplings, having a few drinks. We're enjoying ourselves. We're out camping. We're down in San Diego. Life is good. The rain was blowing sideways, being pushed by this epic wind. The flagpole that I had forgot that was out decided to bend in ways that flagpoles probably should never bend, or any pole by that matter. And it slammed down and hit the RV, our RV, and it decided to break a hole in the vent thingy that pops up and down. Well, high-speed tape and a trash bag are your best friends. You can fix anything in your RV with duct tape and rope, or 550 cord and high-speed tape for all you military people out there. Maybe some safety wire. For people that aren't in the military, that's just baling wire. So in the middle of the rainstorm, I'm a over large guy. My wife is super cool again. She went up the ladder. I got the view. She went up the ladder. Everything was great. She tapes down the light, the skylight vent, whatever the hell that thing is called, and the water stops coming in, and everything is right in the world. And again, we're back to the rednecks that we are. Has anybody ever replaced one of those vents? I've done it twice now. The vents are they're amazing to replace, and yeah, they're really cool. Except I will put a caveat on that. You have to pull it out, and there's like a gazillion screws that screw this thing to the roof, and then all the extra special die core that the rental yard decided to put on top of the vent. You got to get that off the roof whilst being careful not to cut the rubber membrane that's on top of the roof. There's a lot to this. My wife did a great job. Awesome. And I'm up there trying to film, and she doesn't want to be on YouTube, and she's yelling at me to stop putting the camera in her face. And I wish I would have got all that, but then there was 4-letter words, and I don't put that on my channel. So yeah, that was behind the scenes. So anyway, we get the vent up. It's all put in. It's die cord down. It's great. I go to crank the vent. Well, there's a problem. The vent cranks open. It's perfect. All the other vents crank from the front of the RV up towards the back of the RV. Well, we're special. Our vent now cranks from left to right instead of forward to back. So we have the only bathroom vent that cranks from the left side to the right side, which is interesting, and it's a conversation starter. It doesn't leak. The fan works. It's just odd, like me. It's just really, really, really odd. So the moral to the story is when you're replacing the bathroom vent, crank it open, make sure you know which way it goes, and put it in the correct way, or else you'll have a conversation piece that you can use with the next guy camping next to you. It's always start something. Anyway, we've been talking for a long time. We have a lot. I don't even know how many people we've had in here, and I'm just very honored to have everybody in here and everybody doing this, and I really appreciate this. And next time we do a live stream, I'm going to say the live stream starts at 6-ish to 6:45-ish. So, Dustin, you're just an awesome trooper, man, to be on the phone to answer that and say, dude, hit the start to the live stream. Awesome. Okay, well, I think we're going to call it a night here. We've done this. We've done this for a little while now, and it's how not to fix your RV. I pretty much yeah, Rob, you're. So let's take a poll real quick, and then we'll end the live stream. Everybody who wants Rob to go to Quartzsite, just type 1 into the chat, and let's see how many people invite Rob all at one time to get him to go to Quartzsite. The other thing that we were talking about behind the scenes is putting a radio show together from Quartzsite. So if you don't know, Quartzsite is going to be the 17th through the 18th. It's Sweet Travels and Jones and Tid Travels and Papa Drew and hopefully Rob if he can show up with his truck and whatever other creator wants to join us. And I got my stickers in today, and Aaron, you were absolutely right. 3-inch stickers are really small. So if you have a magnifying glass, you'll be able to read my sticker. So I got my stickers in. And everybody wants Rob to come and come into Quartzsite. So I got stickers for everybody to give away. I got 50 of them. We can give those away. I know Jones in the Travel. He's a manly man with a manly smell. He's got bigger stickers for everybody. And I think Jim is going to get some more stickers and maybe do that. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that I'm running out of poop stories. We have camping coming up, just so everybody knows, in November, Thanksgiving. We will be in Silver Strand State Beach. If you want to come by and crack open a barley pop and have a conversation about our vent cover that opens the wrong way, you're more than welcome to come down to the RV anytime we're there and knock on the door and say hi to us. We actually had a couple fans drive. They rode their bikes down to Doheny State Beach and said hi to us, which was really nice. So you're more than welcome to come down and say hi to us, and we'll split a barley pop if you're old enough and have a beer. And yeah, so we're going to do some cooking down there. We'll do some smoking down in Silver Strand State Beach. We'll fly the drone around, and if it's warm enough, it's been in the 70s and 80s over here in California. I know it's hard to imagine. Dustin's over there in negative 30 degrees, and I think there's icicles coming out of his nose. But 70 to 80 degrees, we might even break out the new stand-up paddleboard that we have. Which is manual inflation, which I get a heart attack trying to pump that thing up. It's like 80 to 90 pumps. Hans and Franz, and we are here to pump you up. So yeah, we'll break that out. Maybe I can chase them around with the drone. That would kind of be fun. So we got a lot going on. We got a lot coming up. I'm shooting a vlog this Saturday, trying to drop the kid off at high school because she has detention. And the other kid's got to go up to the Catholic school, and I don't know. So anyway, enough of that. I'm just rambling now at this point. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. Thank you for all the moderators. You guys have been great. We love you. We'll see you next time. You guys are awesome. Subscribe to Jones Into Travel. He's trying to get that 1,000 people. He's this close to it, so we'll get there. And you guys rock. This will be the end, and we'll see you next time.